What's going on YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be and welcome back to Disney Heroes Battle Mode. Now in today's video, we have ourselves a mini character update, and along with that update comes a brand new costume for Nick. Hercules has been added to the game, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, we got ourselves yet another waifu added to Disney Heroes Battle Mode. FG, Disney Heroes has waifus? Yes, we do got waifus. We have Elastigirl for one. We have Ursula, if that's something that you're into. If you want someone a little older, we have the Queen of Hearts. We got waifus here in Disney Heroes Battle Mode, ladies and gentlemen, believe it. So Meg is here, and along with Meg comes a brand new mechanic to Disney Heroes Battle Mode. So I really want to save Meg's kit for last, and we'll talk about her towards the end of the video. So let's go ahead and start off with Herc Dog, ladies and gentlemen, a brand new frontline tank. Very good animations as usual. Very nice. So let's go into his skill set. So True Hero is his active / ultimate ability. Basically, he will heal himself and become invincible for 8 seconds. Always good to have an invincible frontline tank. I'll take it. What goes around is his first skill ability. Hercules bends his sword and throws it like a boomerang, dealing damage and knocking back enemies. It then travels back to Hercules, dealing damage and then stuns them for 2 seconds. So knockback is fantastic to have on tanks, and then having the added benefit of a stun, I'll take it. I'll take it. His next ability is bashes the closest enemy with the pommel of his sword, dealing damage and stunning for 8 seconds. So this kit has 2 stuns plus a knockback. If you take a look at his passive, Wonder Boy, basically every single time he does his True Hero, his ultimate ability, his max HP is increased for the rest of the wave. So there is Hercules, ladies and gentlemen. And the great thing about Hercules is that everyone will get him for free. I know a lot of new players are playing Disney Heroes Battle Mode based on my last video. So basically on day 7, you will have him unlocked and you'll be able to use him on your team. I think that's a fantastic boost for new accounts, being able to use a character like Hercules. So very, very cool. So that is that. Let's go back over here to the roster, ladies and gentlemen. So Nick also has a brand new costume here. So Officer Wild there you go. Now this is my wish list here for Per Blue. This is what I would like to have. Can we have generic thread? Like, do we have to have specific thread for specific characters? Why can't we just have generic thread and then allow me to apply it to whichever character I want? Because check this out, ladies and gentlemen. My Elastigirl is still 20 threads away from unlocking her costume. Like, the events for Elastigirl's costume haven't come back in such a long time. So am I going to always be stuck at 80 out of 100? I think generic thread is a lot better to just allow me to put this thread on any character I want. Because at the end of the day, all of these costumes are purely cosmetic. They provide no stats whatsoever. So what's the harm, Per Blue, in just giving me generic thread and allow me to apply it to whichever character I want to apply it for? I don't actually see a downside to that at all. Like I said, like, you know, if I had a bunch of thread and you're like, you know what? I want Partosaurus Rex and I don't want to wait for his event to come back. I think that would be a good move, but who am I? Who am I? Just some dude on YouTube. Now, let's go over here to our brand new waifu. Ladies and gentlemen, Meg is here. I am too happy about this. So Meg is in the diamond crates. Hopefully we can get her in this video. So here is the brand new mechanic here to Disney Heroes Battle Mode. So instead of having a basic attack, the player chooses an ally for Meg to link with at the start of battle. So you can manually choose an ally to link with. However, if the game is on auto, Meg will choose the frontmost ally, which is typically the tank, but not always. So that is that. So reminds me of like Mercy and things like of that nature. We do see link type of skills in first-person shooters and MMOs. Not so often in hero collectors. They are out there, but it's kind of rare. So basically, when she links with a target, she'll divert 25% of all damage taken by the link ally to herself, and the link ally cannot fall below 1 HP while Meg is still in the fight. I am very curious to see how this is going to work out in the mega. How about that? So Meg then when you activate her ultimate ability, Meg charms the 3 closest enemies for 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. So that is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. Her second ability is self-sufficient, which makes sense, giving herself a heal to kind of keep her on the board a little bit longer. Silence is golden, which is another really good ability. Deals damage to the enemy with the most skill power and silences them for 7 seconds. Another pretty interesting ability there. And then last but not least, Deep Link. Meg grants her linked ally 50% of her basic damage and skill power as well. So we basically got ourselves a glorified like Mercy character in the game now. So I am very curious to see how she's going to work out in the meta. Like I said, she's currently in the diamond crates. Can we get a diamond? Can we get her out of the diamond crate like right now? We can get more Jessie fragments that we don't need. How about that? Got some genie, nothing. Ugh. Unfortunate. We're going to keep on rolling here. We do have a bunch more diamond crates, so maybe we'll get lucky. I wish that 10 pull was available for everything, because I would just 10 pull right now. But unfortunately, alas, not. I'll try to go fast. The fastest clicker on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. All we want is Meg. All we want is Meg. Actually, I also want Alice in Wonderland, but Alice is now farmable. She basically has her fragments in the Surge shop. I think it's in the Surge shop. So now I'll finally be able to unlock Alice in Wonderland, who I've been really wanting to have. She also has a deal going on as well, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see if I'm in a top-uppy type of mood. But we'll see. If I get Meg, I ain't topping up. Wait, I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. Where is my girl? More Sully fragments that I do not need. As we go through these, because I know, like I said, a lot of new players are playing the game for the first time, and people kind of wanted to know which characters are good. So Korra, who we just pulled, is very good. Baymax is a fantastic tank. He adds shields. He has damage that can't be ignored because he does the damage before the game even starts, before the match even starts, which is fantastic. Wally is a character that everyone should level up, no matter what. If you're kind of unsure about which character you should level up, and you're like, oh man, I really don't want to waste resources, just start leveling up Wally. Because you can't go wrong with Wally. He is so good in almost every single team. So you can use that opportunity to kind of, as you learn the game more and kind of see other things, you won't run the risk of wasting resources on a character that you won't like, because Wally is just so useful in every single scenario in the game, period. Like, Wally is like legit. All right, here we go. And if you're kind of wondering why Wally is so legit, basically any game, Korra, once again, like I said earlier, the tank killer. Pretty much any game where there's a character that can give the entire team resources and boost to get their ultimates off faster, that character is going to be good. So Wally's whole claim to fame is giving people energy quicker so they can do their ultimates faster. And in a game like this, it's really all about who can get their ultimate off faster and more efficiently. Also, Wally can freeze the entire team, once again buying you even more time. So Wally is he's like darn near OP. So everyone should probably have a good Wally, because even if he ain't on your first team, he's definitely in your second or your third, like no doubt. Korra is just showing her face here quite a bit. Like I said, she's really, really good at DPS. She also has a disc that will grant her a oh, come on. So you need at least 10 to unlock her. We got 4 there. I was just hoping for the full character. Man, what a tease that was. Scar's pretty good. Jessie, I don't recommend. Jessie's really been power creep. Dash, I don't really recommend. Another character that's been power creeped. Mike is really strong, but Mike has this awkward delay on his ultimate, so I use him, but he's not my favorite right now. Sully is fantastic. If you pair Sully and Mike together, they have some really good synergy. There goes Nick as well. Nick is a really good character. Charms are very potent. Nick is like the king of charm in this game. So if you want a character that's really good at charming and basically kind of taking out, your opponent's one of their most powerful units and just kind of using them against them, obviously what charm does, very good. Maui's okay. Maui's a good tank. He's really good at kind of finishing off a character. He has an ability that basically works as an execute that does true damage. Oh, very nice. We got Alice unlocked. Nice. Very cool. That basically works as an execute that does true damage to kind of finish off enemies before they can get like a life-saving heal or a life-saving shield. That's actually pretty helpful as well. More genie fragments, ladies and gentlemen. There's my genie costume. Come back down, genie. There he is. No Meg, man. No Meg. I'm really sad about that. Dang it. And Finnick. Finnick's actually pretty decent, but I don't really like him. Dang it. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, there will be no Meg in this video. 4 out of 10. Dang it, dang it, dang it. But we do have Alice, who's another character that I really, really wanted. So that is very, very nice. Alice in Wonderland was added just a little while ago if you're brand new to the game. So let's go ahead and end this video off as we always do, ladies and gentlemen. Embarrassing FG in some PvP. We'll add some more of that a little bit later. All right. We're going to do Colosseum because I have been, I slacked off a couple days here. Here I am right here. So I should be pretty good. I'm not going to go that far up. Let's try to beat Evil McDuck here. How about Troy so we don't get too embarrassed? So here's my first team. We got Sully here who can heal, as well as Sphere. Ursula, who does a really good ultimate ability, which basically, if the enemy doesn't ultimate, she automatically stuns them. So she puts a debuff on the enemy that once they ult, they get stunned, which is really good. Violet is really good about shielding your team. So as you guys can see, I always kind of run one support per line. So Violet is my support unit here who can shield my entire team. Sully can heal. Tia is really good about charming as well as silencing as well. And there goes the big G Mike, who is really good at just kind of being paired up with Sully because they have synergy with scares, obviously. So that's my first team. My second team is all about Emperor Zurg right here. It's all about him. No one else matters. I have Wally here to give him energy. I have Baymax and Sergeant Calhoun to shield him. And I have Mickey Mouse in order to give him a little bit more power as well as heals if needed. So this team is all about Zurg. It's a go hard or go home team. If Zurg dies, it's over. So that is that. And then my third team, which is just not great at the moment. My third team needs a lot of work. But here we have, actually, you know what I should do for my third team? I should probably drop, I should have a second tank. Second tank would be nice because Elsa can actually shield 2 tanks with her disc, and I'm not taking advantage of that, which sucks. But Elsa and Olaf have synergy with freezes, so they do more damage with freezes, etc. Scar is fantastic at a really good DPS who's hidden right when the match starts, so he doesn't take a lot of damage, and then he comes out and just becomes a wrecking ball. Shout out to Miley. Of course, Genie is fantastic. He's our support unit in this lineup. And then Angelina Jolie is really good at taking out targets like Moana and basically rooting them and preventing them from being like a real pain in the butt. So hopefully we can get to that point. Come on. Oh my goodness. We're not even going to get there. I did all that build up and we're not even going to. Hold on. Mike's here. There's a nice silence on Mr. Incredible. Mike, please. Mike, please. Thank God. All right. So we made it out of the first round. Here's the Emperor Zurg team. Like I said, all about Zurg dog. He also has a Zurg. But, oh my goodness. Thank God for the Wally freeze. I told you, Wally, man. That freeze buys you just enough time. Very, very nice. There's the freeze in action. There you go. And then here is the final round. Angelina Jolie hopefully will root up Moana here. This is the reason why I don't. There it is. See? This is why I love Angelina Jolie when I'm going against Moana teams. Moana is so strong, but if you can kind of take her out of the lineup with an Angelina Jolie, you're good to go. Very, very nice. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, another look at Disney Heroes Battle Mode. Welcome to all the new players that saw my previous video and they're like, you know what? I'm actually going to give Disney Heroes Battle Mode a try. Welcome. Welcome to the best hero collector on the market. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. Once again, my name is FG3000. I thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your Herc dog, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.